Thanks for tuning in. Today's movie recap is about a film called Grabbers which came out in 2012. Hope you enjoy it. One night near the small Irish island of Arran, an object resembling a flare appears, alerting a nearby fishing crew who quickly contact the Coast Guard, but they deny receiving any distress signals. All curious, they go down where the celestial object landed. They step onto the deck and vanish mysteriously, while Officer Kieran O'Shea wakes up with a bad hangover. Lisa Nolan, a cop from Dublin, arrives on the island. She enjoys the quiet, beautiful island where something terrible seems improbable. Kieran picks her up in his car, and Lisa instantly notices her new colleague's state. He drives her to their office. Meanwhile, Dr. Gleason finds dead whales along the shore with severe wounds on their bodies. Lisa meets her new colleagues. Though Kieran is taken aback by her arrival, he knows orders are orders. Meanwhile, fisherman Paddy Barrett finds a strange creature with blue tentacles, which sprays a foul-smelling liquid at his partner Murphy. Paddy ponders on how they haven't seen such a creature before. Just then the police head to the shore, alerted by Dr. Gleason. There they encounter marine ecologist Adam Smith. He explains that while sea creatures occasionally wash ashore, the wounds are usually inflicted at sea, not from hitting rocks. Paddy brings the captured creature home and places it in his bathtub, while Kieran, not happy, arranges for the whale carcass to be moved to the lab for Smith to examine it. As the workers get ready to leave, one of them spots a round object in the sand resembling an egg. He digs around it and is mysteriously attacked and dragged into the sea. The worker's boss, tired of waiting for him in the car, eventually searches for him, but surprisingly finds nothing. Meanwhile, Kieran and Paddy meet at a bar in the local hotel, listening to news about the disappearance of a fishing schooner crew the previous night. Paddy tells the officer about the sea monster he caught that morning, but Kieran dismisses it. At that moment, Murphy hears a knock at the door and gets up grumbling and asks who is it, only to find fisherman Cooney acting strange and unable to stand. Murphy tries to help but is mysteriously pulled away. Murphy's wife tries to hide inside, but before she can secure the chimney, something pulls her up through it. Meanwhile, Kieran knocks on Lisa's door. Lisa notices he is outrageously drunk and suggests he should finish the night at home. She finds it odd that he drinks daily, while he doesn't understand how someone could completely abstain. Hearing her say it's time to go to bed, he passes out. Meanwhile, Paddy returns home drunk and finds an egg instead of the creature. He looks around and notices a foul-smelling slime on the wall. Just then, tentacles from an unknown creature descend from the ceiling. One of them grabs Paddy and attacks him, but he manages to stomp the creature to death. In the morning, the hotel owner advises Lisa to keep an eye on Kieran. He's a widower who can't move past his wife's memory, that's why he drinks. But Lisa plans to help him get back on track and heads to the station where she left Kieran the previous night, as she didn't know his address, hence couldn't escort him home. Just then, Paddy calls the station and intends to claim a reward for the monster he killed. Paddy calls it a grabber, though the scientist objects to such a name as it should reflect the animal species. He has no idea what it is, having never seen such a creature, and he's not even sure it's dead. Smith demonstrates the creature's tongue, which shoots out like a frog's and is covered in holes through which it sucks blood, similar to the rare deep-sea vampire squids, giving an impression of it being an alien, and claims that the organism needs blood and water to survive, further showing how its skin glows upon wiping the slime away. Paddy immediately asks if this marvel can be sold on eBay, but Smith forbids him from even thinking about it. This specimen turned out to be a pregnant female, as evidenced by the egg. Kieran suggests that the creature might be related to the whale's deaths, but Lisa doubts it due to its small size. Sometime later, they find Cooney's car near Murphy's house, where they see strange debris on the roof. So they pull a ladder and Lisa climbs up and finds scraps of the dress worn by the woman who died the previous night. She pulls on them, and a round object flies out, landing directly on Kieran's head, making him scream in pain, but is shocked when he sees Murphy's severed head. The consulting doctor can't even begin to guess who could have done such a thing. Their conversation is interrupted by Paddy's arrival, who takes the police home and shows them the broken wall of his house and the bathtub lying on the lawn, while Kieran spreads out a map marking the locations where incidents have occurred. They are all located in the same bay, suggesting a male creature lives there. Patty recalls the black rocks where there is a cave, and the team sets off there. Kieran and Lisa enter the cave and find a fishing vest, while Patty discovers several eggs ready to hatch. Kieran shouts hello while scaring Lisa. Suddenly, a huge alien squid appears before them. They both run out, grabbing Patty along the way, and head to the lab, where Smith confirms that whales are food for these creatures. Kieran pours gasoline on the female's body, hoping the male will come for her, and lights the match, but the sprinkler system immediately activates, extinguishing the flames. The temperature change revives the dead female. Smith arms himself with a chair, Lisa with a knife, and Kieran with a rolled-up magazine. Clearly, they aren't prepared for the attack. The alien squid wraps its tentacles around Kieran's head, but Smith and Lisa tear the creature away, and it suddenly spits out human blood and collapses dead. The group finishes it off, but Smith is sad about missing out on a great discovery. Lisa suddenly wonders what the newborn creatures will eat if the whales around the island have run out. At that moment, Patty returns to the lab, and everyone marvels at how he managed to survive the monster. He mentions his diet, but Kieran suddenly realizes that Patty was drunk. The creatures feed on blood, and it seems that alcohol causes an allergic reaction in them, so the people only need to survive one night on the island. Help will arrive tomorrow, and the creatures will be destroyed with some kind of bomb. Kieran suggests gathering everyone in the bar and throwing a massive drinking party. They tell Brian, the bar owner, everything and show him a piece of the creature. Although he doesn't fully believe in the threat, he agrees, but Lisa is horrified as she has never drunk alcohol, but Kieran offers to stay sober that night and keep things under control. Next, Lisa is seen drunk and immediately starts mocking her friends. After drinking Patty's homemade brew, she gets properly drunk. The doctor takes her blood and feeds the newborn creature, which dies immediately. The group concludes that the drink must be strong to be effective. The duo rushes to the church, where the island's residents have gathered. Kieran invites everyone to a party in Lisa's honor, and they eagerly head to the bar. While the islanders party, Kieran and his team count the available weapons, which include a nail gun, a toy gun without bullets, a flare gun, and a water gun, which Brian plans to fill with gasoline. Later, the bartender heads back to his duties, serving drinks to everyone. The islanders are having a great time while Lisa and Kieran sit in the car, keeping an eye on the surroundings as the rain pours down. Tipsy, Lisa admits that she likes Kieran, but he asks to postpone the conversation until morning. Meanwhile, the doctor steps outside. Kieran shares his wife is alive, but dead to him for leaving him in so much pain. Meanwhile, the doctor sees the beach is covered with small creatures. One of them latches onto his face, but Kieran and Lisa come to his aid. Kieran is seen freeing the doctor from the creature, but then a giant male alien appears from behind the house and devours the doctor. Kieran and Lisa quickly hide in the car, but the creature grabs it and tries to shake them out, but Lisa turns on the police siren, making the creature stop. Brian steps out to see what's happening as the duo take this opportunity to get inside the pub. Brian asks Smith, who is drunk, to light the candle on the gun filled with gasoline, but Smith struggles, however manages it in the end. Brian runs outside, intending to set the monster on fire, but the candle goes out in the rain. Kieran barely manages to save Brian. Brian remembers they need to change the barrels, or the alcohol will run out, as Kieran stops people from leaving. Brian blames Patty, saying he brought these creatures to the island. A fight breaks out, during which a drunk Smith steps outside to photograph the monster. The creature feels the scientist and throws him far away. Kieran orders everyone to run upstairs. The group watches as the monster smashes the wall and the baby creatures jump into the bar. Kieran manages to lock the stairwell doors, but now he has to explain everything. The male creature pounds on the door as Patty reminds them that the female marked Kieran, so the monster clearly wants to mate with Kieran. The group tries to figure out how to deal with the situation, but they have no weapons and don't know how to handle the monster. All dejected, Lisa recalls the loader. If they can trap the creature and prevent it from returning to the sea, it will surely die. But they can only reach the construction site with a pickup truck, and the keys are downstairs. Kieran can't get past the monster, so Lisa volunteers to do it. They give her the nail gun, and the completely tipsy girl heads downstairs. She takes care of a couple of them before finding a bottle of alcohol and then the truck keys. But then the alien's tentacles burst through the door. Lisa lights a match and runs but trips, setting the bar on fire. Just as the monster drags her outside, but she fights back and escapes. The group smells smoke, and Kieran climbs out the window as the monster reaches the roof. Kieran sees the pickup truck driven by Lisa and jumps into the bed of the truck, and they head to the port with the creature in pursuit. They reach the construction site, where Kieran lures the monster to a pit where barrels of fuel are stored and pulls out the flare gun. But the creature uses its tongue to drag him into the pit. Then Lisa appears in the loader. However, she loses control of the machine, and it falls on the monster, pinning it down. As they celebrate their victory, a tentacle wraps around Kieran. Just as the creature is about to devour him, Kieran pours alcohol into his mouth, causing the monster to toss him aside as Lisa shoots it with the flare gun, causing the creature to explode and burn. The islanders wake up, regretting that such a fun night has come to an end. Kieran throws away his flask and kisses Lisa. As the movie comes to an end, the camera zooms into a baby alien squid is preparing to hatch from its egg on the shore. That's the end of the video. As you would agree, it takes a lot of time and effort to produce this kind of content. So if you enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. It'll only take a second of your time, but will help us a lot and motivate us to create more content like this. Don't forget to click the bell icon to stay updated on our next video. Thanks.